So the project is now, then you can say it is a service provider. What are the services you are providing? And not only one app, two app, three apps, right? So those are the service providers' duty. To advertise these services about your app, we need to register. We need to register in one more component. Third one, service registry. Service registry. In the service registry, you have to register, and by mentioning the service contract that specifies the nature of the service, how to use it, and requirements for the service and the fees charged. And the app, ఎలా use చేయాలి, how to use your app, what is the charge for that app, and manual for that app. So that will be everything should be maintained in the service registry of your project or your app. Once it is everything is available in the registry, the consumer, that is client or agent, you can say consumer. The service consumer can locate the service metadata in registry and develop a required client components to bind use of service. So once it is app is there in your registry, so accordingly he has to maintain their end user systems. Like if it is comfortable with the mobile, no, he has to maintain mobile. So which is app is not working in mobile, then we have to maintain one desktop or laptop system and make ready with the client side, and he has to download that by paying some required amount of specified amount by the service provider. And these are the benefits of SOA. The benefits, the first one is left side reuse. Reuse nothing but, so it can be not only one time usage, it can be used for the multiple times, and multiple users can be used. And the next below this, independence from the technology. So independence from the technology is nothing but, so it may be working on the different environments also. And the next benefit is an evaluationary approach. This evaluation approach is one of the key benefit of SOA and risk mitigation. Risk mitigation is there is no user side risk to maintain this type of service or a product or a app. And the next one is on the right hand side. So more efficient development process, adequate business interest instructions, cost savings. So cost savings is nothing but you are no need to develop it your own side of that particular product. Just make use that particular product service. But that service usage portion, it is not required to develop it your end. So disadvantages is high bandwidth server. So there is an app developed which is registered in a service registry. To access that services provided in the service registry, so at your end, client end should maintain, should access that through internet. So it is requested a high bandwidth data. So that is high bandwidth. So high bandwidth servers you have to maintain. For that, obviously it is cost effective as one disadvantage. Extra overload. SOA all inputs spare measures is validity before it's sent to the service. So if you are optimization multiple services, then it will overload your system with further computation. So in SOA architecture, all inputs with measures its validity. So every app or a product once you develop on SOA base, so you have to test and validate all the bits. For testing and validation, so it takes and you have to spend some testing tools. You have to use those testing tools, validation controls. So for that, there must be some cost effective or time consumption. So that may lead to some disadvantage in SOA and also high cost. So all this related to the cost factor, definitely you would have to maintain high bandwidth and also the high configuration system at your end. So it leads to the most cost effective. SOA, the first to చెప్పినాం. First we discuss SOA, then architecture, layer architecture, then RMI and Cobra. Thank you. So the next one is layered architecture in web services. In web services, nothing but the services provided by the internet can be accessed through XML. So see the last line of the definition. XML, a web service is a collection of open protocol and open protocols and standards used for exchanging data between applications and systems. Applications are systems. So you have to exchanging between accessing the information from the website or uploading or deploying the data into the website. So through that is normally it is a web service. The service provided to access the data, service provided to upload it to the website. And this can be done through web services are XML based information exchange systems that use the internet for direct application to application interaction. In abbreviate, what is the abbreviation of HTML? XML. HTML followed by XML ఉంటుంది. Web technology in the subject. Particular. I mean, that is extensible markup language. XML anything. Extensible markup language. That XML based information can be. This web services will have an extensible markup language based information can exchange between the server and application to application. And here you see the left side. This as it is a exchange the information between the services, applications or between the systems. But the information may be a programs. See, the information may be a programs, objects, message or a documents. So here in the left hand side we see the last one, bottom. So here this is bit level internet. So here this box contains three partitions. Bottom up indicates bit level. Bottom up indicates here bit level internet. In between there is a base hosting environment. And top is a one location, which is again categorized into three: higher level services, service content, and service internet. So here, this bit level content, the protocols were used to exchange information between one web into the web services. Different protocols were used. The last class we discussed HTTP, Telnet. Telnet is for remote systems access, exchanging of the information or message between the remote systems, Telnet. There is an HTTP. HTTP is one transfer protocol, right? So HTTP is not only HTTP, FTP, and as CNS, presentation, XR operation, session layer, SSH, and different protocols are used. By using this bit internet level, these are the different protocols to exchange information. But upon this, there is a small portion that is called base hosting environment. So if you want to host any services, that is one place to host it. Upon that, there is one location which is categorized to three. So one is higher level services that at user end, higher level services are provided, application specific developments, and generally useful for services and grids workflow. Those are the higher level services provided by this layered architecture or web services, we can say. Web services provided a service to the user for exchanging of information between the applications or between the systems or between the website, right? So that exchanging of information, one is higher level information can be provided on this, and later one server service context. In the service context, service management, service destroying, and information service internet protocols are used. So all these are the just whatever the services were providing in the web services can be categorized in these three types. That is layer by layer, it will be classified as three. But here, before going to this, just have you noted this diagram? This one. Last one. మనం వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు కాదు ఎందులో తీసేసి లాస్ట్ వన్ అదర్ వన్ నోట్ డౌన్ దిస్ వన్ roughly this left side that is service consumer and provider upon this service register just note down this left hand diagram followed by definition of providers and consumer. Providers and consumers. So in example, Netflix uses to service AWS service. Netflix lending. AWS service is provided by Netflix as well as Prime, Amazon Prime. Both are using the services of Amazon. So here, if Netflix is a one app which is developed by any end user, that is service providers. The service providers has developed a Netflix app and they want to advertise this. To advertise this to the end users, they have to register the details into the service registry. Service registry lo about Netflix. Netflix app ఉంది. ఆ Netflix app లో these are the functionalities, this is the purpose, this is the cost of Netflix, and this is subscription details. So that will be loaded, stored in the service registry. Based on the service registry, as and when we are searching for something, so from the service registry, the information will get into the user. If user is satisfied, user according to user requirement. So you want to movie and OTT. So there is a one Netflix new app is identified. That from that new app, if it is interested, is subscribe and download it. That is at the inside of consumer. Service providers, item the service providers and service consumers. Service providers is a maintenance of the service and organization that makes available one or more services for others to use. Up to that setup is developed by the users and make it is convenient to use for the others. Where service consumers, you write it, service consumers can locate the service metadata in the registry. That there is data will found in the registry and develop the required client components, begin client components to bind and use these sellers. And next setting, layered architecture in web services. Layered architecture in web services. The layered architecture, note on this left hand side, there are three layers, layered. And the right hand side, third point, just note down. Last point. A web service is a collection of open protocols and standards used for exchanging data between applications and servers. Note on this diagram for layered architecture in web services. Note on. Once it is over, next for Cobra. Cobra and one more thing. RMI, RMI for Java. Cobra abbreviation, common object request, common object request, broker agents. Right? So, the right side, write down the last point only, not all the points required. Note on this next Cobra. See here, the Cobra is in a middleware solution enables collaboration between systems on different operating system, programming languages, and system hardware. Means it is acting as a middleware technology. It is a like tool or a technology. It is like a middleware technology to communicate between the different types of systems. Two different types of systems are made up of with the two different operating systems are made up of with two different programming languages. System 1, System 2. This can be communicated by using program and system 1 may be our operating system Linux. System 2 may be our having operating system Windows operating system. Even though we can establish a connection to exchange information. And also here the program is writing by using one language one and another side the programming language can be used as language 2. Can also establish a connection by using Cobra as it is acting like a middleware technology for exchanging of information. See the right hand side. In the right hand side, there is an arrow in between the two systems of program A and program B. So this is a Cobra which is interchange information between these two. By using this interchanging of information from program 1 to program 2 and program A to program B. The program A may be A is running and run on Windows and written in Java. So Windows it is a program is running, whereas a program is written in Java. As in a program B, which is running on Linux operating system, which is a program is written by using the C++ language. Two different programming languages we are using, system 1 to system 2, and system 1 operating system is different, system 2 operating system is different, even though we can establish and exchange information between these two by using Cobra acting as a middleware technology. This can be happened by using a protocol, standard protocol, that is about second point. Cobra using a standard protocol IIOP to exchange information. IIOP IIOP is one protocol which is Internet Inter-ORB protocol. Internet Inter-ORB protocol, which is distributed programs written in different programming languages to communicate over the internet. So by using this protocol, IIOP, Internet, IOP, Internet Inter-ORB protocol are used to exchange information between the distributed programs written in different languages. Whereas the first one written in the language called as Java, other side is written in a program called as C++. So between these type of distributed systems, the information can be exchanged by using Cobra, that is using a standard protocol called as IIO. Right? The next one about RMA, right on. Remote method invocation. Remote method invocation. And this is also like one architecture. or one platform we can say RMI as an environment we can say. This RMI is an API. So application providing interface API, which provides mechanism to create distributed applications in Java. RMI is used for building distributed applications. Distributed applications is nothing but we need to share the information between one user to another user. This communication can be established between one system to another system by using RMI. RMI can establish. See the diagram. There is a left hand side green color as the client. Rightmost one is a server. Usually you can communicate with the client to server over the internet, over the telnet, and different ways which are interconnected by using LAN and WAN connections. But here RMI uses at the client side is a one gateway which is stub. Blue color it is displayed. Just note on this diagram also. RMI uses a stub is a one gateway before the internet communication, and also a server side one more gateway it is used skeleton. That is skeleton. So this stub is a gateway for client program and which communicates with the skeleton object and establish a connection between the remote object. Between the remote object. The object is which is not at near to you, which is far away from you. That is called remote place. So we want to exchange information from one location to another remote location. Then there is RMI API is required. RMI provides an environment or program interface to exchange or to communicate between the client and the server, having two gateways. One is client side and one is other side. Usually they will connect to internet only, but they will maintain separate agents, gateways. So one gateway is a step. We can say it is a client side. This step is a gateway for providing communication. So establishing connection for the server by using the gateway called as skeleton in the server side. Hope you noted everyone. Huh? So next one, trends towards distributed operating system. So distributed operating system, there are three types of distributed operating system we are using generally. There are three kind of operating system. Nowadays also we are using the first one, Omega. Omega is written in C language as a one distributed operating system. Omega is written in C language and tested in European Community version 1.2 released in 1995. This is Omega is in just a one distributed operating system which is released in 1995, but the operating system which is written in C programming language. And second one, a DCE, distributed computing environment. DCE, distributed, write down DCE abbreviation, distributed computing environment as an open source platform. That is also one type of distributed operating system, which is built a user extension on top of Unix, VMS, virtual machines, and Windows operating system, and so on. Distributed computing environment, DCE, distributed computing environment as an open platform, is the one of the distributed operating system, and the MOSI X2 is also a one type of distributed operating system for Linux environment. For Linux clusters at every university developed in 1977, now called as MOSI X2, used in high performance computing Linux and GPU clusters. So why these GPUs and high performance computing systems use this one is, so as high performance computing and supercomputers and also GPU systems are connected with a more number of services. Servers are integrated and processors integrated to perform the task very fast. To perform the very task, this operating system environment will be comfortable. MOSI MOSIX2, which is in 1977. And the last one you will see here, parallel and distributed computing model tools. What is the model of parallel and distributed computing tools? There is MPA model and MapReduce. MPA, MapReduce, Hadoop library. There are three models using parallel and distributed computing. So next keep writing parallel and distributed models. Parallel and distributed models. First listen, after studying this first listen. First one model is MPI. What is MPI? Message processing interface. That is MPI is a message passing interface. So this is used to develop parallel and concurrent programs to run on distributed systems. So this is one model which is developed to use or run, developed to run and a parallel systems or concurrent systems. The program is running on any of the distributed systems. Beside this MPI distributed program can also be appropriate with low level. So this is the one model of the parallel and distributed computing system to compute the programs parallelly by message and MPI message passing interface. So the program is parallelly runs on a distributed environment by passing the message. By passing the message only the program will be executed parallel. And one more thing is map reduce. So here the word map reduce, map is a one word, reduce is a one. Reduce means it is, for example, one, it may be optimized sometimes. So reduce means less number. When it is mapping, map is nothing but, so if the same priority, same properties, same qualities are there, we can say it is a map. So if it is mapping, the same CGPA students can be mapped as a one group. Next, same CGPA as one group. See here, the MapReduce is a software framework and programming model used for processing huge amount of data. MapReduce program work in two phases, namely map and reduce. Map task deals with the splitting and mapping of data. There are two words is divided map and reduce. See the map, the last but only. The map task deals with the splitting and mapping. So there is a bulk, all students are mixed up in the class. The map reduce, the map part classifies that. So it is mapping that by splitting different categories. These students of 60 members of one class can be split into 0 to 5, or you can say up to 5 CGPA, group 1, 5 to 7, group 2, 7 to 9, group 3, 9 and above, that is O plus 1B, or other group, it is splitting. And it splits this range. Then these are the two lines have to arrange seating capacity, seat allowed to sit those who have got the split range 0 to 5. So then map, this is the two rows that dedicated for 0 to 5 CGPA. So among these 60, identify a student and consider the CGPA whether it is 0 to 5 and map to this location. And if it is not 0 to 5, then something else map to that particular location. That is the mapping. And after this mapping, then totally, previously I can say it is a 60 members of students there. Now I can say there are 4 groups only in my class. Previously, 60 different category students are available. Now I can say it is only four categories. One category is 0 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 9, and above. Distinction something. So likewise, I can say it is four. Four categories only. Previously, it is different characters. So here mapped to different categories, and while it is mapping, it is reduced. So that's what the last line is splitting and the mapping of data while reduce task, shuffle and reduce the data. So we need to shuffle these students as according to these categories. So now we can read again once again. MapRead is a software framework and programming model used for processing huge amount of data. So if there is a huge amount of data, terabytes of data is there, we need to segregate into different categories of it. The data may be related to the student data, data may be related to reference data may be related to the army data may be related to hospitalization. So every data is there in your server. So in this map reduce, it is mapping, it is splitting this data category wise and map it to that category. So what happens? It will be reduced. So data will be, you can say reduced. Map it is for purpose is data. In the programming manner, or data, used data can be processed and reduced that into the one framework. And also last one is Hadoop library. Hadoop library it offers a software platform that was originally developed by Yahoo. The package enables user to write and run application over vast amount of distributed data. When it is a library, what our library contain huge amount of books, huge number of books, huge number of books, huge volumes of books. Not only for computer science books, but also it is mathematical books, it also environmental science books, it also electrical books, electronic subjects books, and different category books are available. That's what it is in a library. Library contain huge amount of information. Right? This Hadoop library contain it is also a platform, a software platform that was original. That platform or package enables user to run an application over the vast amount of distributed data. So where is an environment or different categories are available in the library, it can be useful to run application programs in a specific by using specific service. Library is also library though well you can prepare for exams, you can also prepare for mid exam. You can have a general knowledge by reading the newspapers. You can also getting the knowledge of R&D by reading the articles, publications. But ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఫిక్స్ ఉండవు R&D ఫిక్స్ ఉండొచ్చు ఇట్ మే బి రీసెంట్ కంప్యూటర్ టెక్నాలజీస్ పబ్లికేషన్స్ మ్యాగజైన్స్ ఉండొచ్చు రైట్ అండ్ యాక్టివిటీ బుక్స్ ఉండొచ్చు డైలీ న్యూస్ పేపర్స్ నుంచి మీకు రెగ్యులర్గా లైబ్రరీకి ఓన్లీ పేపర్ చదివించామని వీ గెట్ ఎ నాలెడ్జ్ అబౌట్ జనరల్ బట్ generally you are visiting for library to see the magazines that reflects on your knowledge that what is the latest trend going on, latest technologies are in the market, or latest magazines visiting or reading. And you are daily going to the library for reading of only your academic subjects. Then you get an expert or get a knowledge in your subject only, but you are not aware of the technology, what is going on latest technology, not aware of that general knowledge as you are not aware of this newspapers. So this Hadoop library provides this is a one package which enables the user. User can write and run applications for the vast amount of distributed data. That can be huge amount of data can be write and run programs on that libraries. It will provide all the environment to run huge amount of data. Environment to provide huge amount of data. And this is just before this, but make a note this one. 1, 2, 3 points transport. Map produce, Hadoop, and MPI. This is password. Message passing interface.
లేదు సార్ మొబైల్ ఛార్జర్ లేదు ఛార్జర్ అంటే మొబైల్ ఛార్జర్ సార్ మొబైల్ ఛార్జర్ ఉంది.
Note down all these 3 points, all the lines is note down. కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ గా నెక్స్ట్ map reducer and Hadoop library.
Censorship.
Map reduce and Hadoop library. So map reduce to map and reduce. Map చేయాలి. So automatically it will be reduced. Same paper. Table same. Only key points చూస్తే మొత్తం గుర్తురావు. ఎగ్జామ్ లో రాయాలి. Right. Morning 5 members replace. Comment right? Morning na ramadu. Clear. Replace ja. Yes, and 1 person replacement missing. Why is morning at the month? And there are different these three models and descriptions that we which was as we discussing. MPA is a library for subprograms that can call for CN program to write parallel program and running distributed committee by sending the messages. Specifically, you can say it is a feature. It is a synchronous and asynchronous point-to-point collection communication. So all these things, everything is safe what we have written. This is the last one about so we'll go with the last topic in the unit. What is the last topic in your unit? Last topic is the syllabus suggestion. Performance. Performance. Efficiency. Energy efficiency. Performance, security, and energy efficiency. These are the four topics at the last points in your first unit one. That is performance, security, and energy efficiency. In this first one, we'll discuss performance metrics and scalability analysis. Next one, fault tolerance and system availability, network threats and data integrity, energy efficiency and distributed computing. Fault tolerance and energy efficiency. Fault tolerance. General గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి పేపర్ తిప్పొద్దు fault tolerance అంటే group of people are working together. One task is executing, one task is doing by the group of people. So you four members are doing some task. Unfortunately, any of the member is not able to do. So he got a fever, he is absent. Even though the work progress should not be stopped, it should be continued. ఒకరు పోయిన తర్వాత మనం అవుతాం. One thing here, the person who is suffering with something is unable to participate in your activity, called as fault. Even though fault occurs, we can tolerate and continue our fault tolerance. నీకు ఏదైనా వేరే group of set of items, set of machines, set of devices. Low, any one device, any one machine is getting fault, getting problem, and the work actual procedure should not be stopped. Fault may occur, but we can tolerate that fault, we can bear that fault, and we continue to task. Fault tolerance, have a good fault. Right? So here the first one is performance matrices, and if you want, you can write it. What are the topics? No need. Right? Performance metrics and scalable analysis. The performance metrics and scalable analysis of cloud-based software services are necessary for future optimization and growth of cloud computing. So these are performance checking and also scalability analysis are more important for growth of cloud computing. Means, as the first index we discussed, there is a one scalability feature for the cloud computing. The cloud computing is not for restricted for some region. On demand, it may be scale up, scale down. On demand, it may be scale up, scale down. So because of that, this scalability feature is most important to optimize the cloud services. And performance of always cloud, we're expecting
skills అది అప్లై చేశారు
high performance cloud computing services. High performance is quick response. So here the performance of cloud-based application depends on three factors.
చేయలేదు సార్ 12 ఏమి
Any performance of a cloud. Performance of a student can be measured.
అంటే
as he attending
ఏం
a
కాదు కదా.
class work depends on his
అదే 30లో
score
2
in the internal marks depends on the external. It can be measured by the student performance.
సరే.
Same the cloud performance can be measured, and these are the three application performance cloud based application depends scalability, elasticity, and efficiency. So uh, under this you have to write this. Performance of a cloud based application depends three factors: scalability, scalability, elasticity, efficiency. These are the three factors can decide the performance of a cloud-based applications. So any app any app we develop and placed into the cloud, that app performance can be measured based on this three. How much are efficiency, scalable of your app and the money. So app and scalable, how it is elasticity and how it is efficiently working. So what are those three? We'll see individually. So the first one, scalability. The scalability is the ability of the cloud layer to increase the capacity of the software delivery by expanding the quantity of the software service that is provided. Means actual capacity depends upon the situation. It can be expandable. It can be expandable. So that is scalability. Okay, you are not restricted to work. You are not restricted to attend per day. The class one is not only 8:30 to 4. Sometimes depends on the situation. You can have a patience to sit in the class till 5:30. That is on demand. It is not daily activity. Usually, your normally we can say that your class timings or college timings are 8:30 to 4. But sometimes it is on demand, it is requested due to some various reasons. Your presence is required till 5 o'clock. Then you can have a elasticity, that is scalability. You can have a capacity, you can elaborate, you can change your mindset. You can able to sit till 5 o'clock only. Don't say that, no, I will sit only 4 o'clock. After 4, I won't sit. If you are able to sit till 5 o'clock, that is you are scaled up. You are scaled up. Sometimes the college is closed, various reasons for 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock it is, class work is suspended, then after 1. So then you are in a position to leave the campus at 1 o'clock also. At that time also you don't say that, no, I will stay till 4 o'clock. So 4 कहते हैं होता 1 can board. Depends upon the situation, you have to hold it. That is scale down. Scale up beyond the specified hours, scale up less than the specified hours. So the same cloud environment or software application can be increase the availability of the computing, can be increased or may be decreased depending upon the situation. That is scalability is a performance tip. If your app is developed and your Ola, you are developing an Ola app. Ola app at a time, so many number of users can be accessing to book their rides. Right. So actually, they have, for example, they have fixed the, it takes 1 minute of time. This Ola will be responding for 1 lakh of people also, no issue. Usually. Sometimes if it is the target is reached maximum, more than the target, can also able to serve, can also provide the services for the individual, more than 1 lakh each can able to work. That if it is there, means for that app, there is a scalability feature is there. If the scalability feature is there, definitely you can say that maybe this performance of this app is very good. And sometimes it is only one user is requesting for that also, it is adjusted to that and all the resources is under ideal state, app can be also working. So that is scaled down. Then you can say
hello.
performance measure, first measure is scalability is good for this app. Okay, it is success.
ఎక్కడ
It is passed in the first phase. So auto scaling and load balancing
చెప్తాను.
features provide the support for cloud-based application to more scalability. Scalability is an
సరే
integral
చెప్తాను.
measurement of behavior of the service over a period of time. Over a period of time. ఇందాక ఏమన్నా for 1 minute of time, 1 lakh users can be provided services provided by Ola. The same 1 minute of time, sometimes it can be increased. Can also be in a position to serve for the users. అందుకని Ola పనిచేయలేదు. This way. Then it is scalability feature is not there. So while evaluating the performance, so this property is not satisfied. So we are not preferred. Whereas Uber level, one of these is not big response. Obviously, they will prefer Uber. Now, elasticity. The purpose of elasticity is to match the service provision with an actual amount of the need resources at any point in time. So actual amount of need resources at any point of time, while elasticity is the measurement of instantaneous behavior of the service in response to change in the service demand. Same thing. Elasticity here also on demand, the morning we discussed, no? If there is an SPI server, usually for two servers are maintaining the traffic of this specified urban area of partner region. Sometimes the load will be more on that servers, can also be diverted, can also be transferred that load into a other servers. That other server is internally it is connected through grid computing. If all the servers are connected to grid computing, usually the load will be transferring to the specified servers, server one and server two. As and when it is load is increased, the SBI server should not be shut down. It will be balance the load by transferring that request from server 1, comma 2 to 3 or other services, which are not connected here, which are far away from this urban area, which are remotely connected, remote servers are actually. The primary duty is to serve for the remote users only, but when demand is there, so obviously we'll see. So when it is web options, how it is now, today we started it seems, right? So it is web options only morning and go. Sometimes it is buffering. Because load will be more. Because what is the reason behind that? The services provided by that is so many limited users that maximum capacity is reached for accessing that website. That's what we go with the late nights. The late night very fast response. Once it is clicked by selecting so and so option or click it submitted button, you will get immediate response. Means that number of users are accessing it is that much of that time is very less. And the efficiency. Efficiency can be efficiency is nothing but for efficiency, how can we measure efficiency? So there is efficiently, it is working efficiently under. The app is working efficiently. So on demand, according to the user demand, so it is requesting more number of resources, it will be able to provide more number of resources. Efficient way, efficient time. So our listen.
Sir.
Screen and talking.
Yes, sir. Sir. लाते सर.
The efficiency is the measuring factor for performance of a your cloud, which is based on the quality service it should be provided. So always a cloud environment, there are different services are there. Based on that, different services available. As and when user is requesting, as and when user is requesting, we are expecting five types of servers of same category of resources. Five, otherwise, five requests are saved. And we are expecting that five same resources are expected from the cloud with the same quality. Quantity and quality should be provided for the end users as a need of user satisfied. When the user needs satisfied with the quality and quantity, then you can say it is your app is efficient. Means at a time, 100 members are requesting for a ride of only bike only, and the Ola app should be responded for 100 users in efficient manner, and it is allocated, it will be allocated 100 bikes now, then it is fine. Quantity with the same quality. So that's what we can say. Efficiency can be measured with the number of quantities are provided for the user requirement with the number of quantity only, number of quantity and also with the quality services to be provided for the same user needs. And here, the last, this is an efficiency. See here, this is our diagram, elasticity. Elasticities can define that there are four different colors. The first one is when it is orange, actual demand, that is the blue capacity. The next it is over provision, that is under provision. The quantity and time extent for period of time when the service provision is either below or above what is required by the service demand. So when there is elasticity, ఎప్పుడైతే డిమాండ్ ఉంటుందో అంత ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి. The first one is on demand. Actual demand every day the server is accessing on demand is now demand is 100 users. Then you provide same services and all the services requested by the users for 100 users is fine. Same. And on demand 100 users. Now your capacity also 100. And you are able to eat daily in the morning 2 dosa and we have also provided 2 doses. Fine. If I think criteria is right. So that is on demand is 2 and we have capacity also 2. Actual demand and the capacity of the user is same. That is fine. When it is over provision, ఇప్పుడు demand under provision demand is more, but the capacity is more, but the we are supplied actual demand is more. We are supplying less amount of resources. That is under provision. Demand is more, but we are supplying less amount of resources. But sometimes we are supplying more than expected. That is over provision. So రెండు దోశలు అయితే 4 వేసినాం. అంటే ఓవర్వెల్మింగ్ ఎక్కువ కేర్ తీసుకున్నాడు వాడు తినకుండా వేసేసి వాడు కావాలని పోగొట్టి అసలు వేయమనుకో దట్ ఈస్ అండర్ ప్రొవిజన్. సో దెన్ దే విల్ గెట్ అప్పుడు క్లాష్ చేస్తుంది. రెండు కావాలంటే ఇప్పటిచ్చినాం అనుకో ప్రాబ్లం. దట్ ఈస్ అండర్ ప్రొవిజన్. ఇది అండర్ ప్రొవిజన్ దెన్ గెట్ ఎ ప్రాబ్లం. ఓవర్ ప్రొవిజన్ ఆల్సో ప్రాబ్లం కాల్డ్ ఎస్ వేస్టేజ్. రెండు కావాలంటే 4 వేసుకున్నాం గవర్నమెంట్ తీసి బయట పడేస్తుంది. సో this is an elasticity available. Scalability. See here, there are simulators and cloud users are requesting for this cloud-based softwares are available. Here, these are the set of users are requesting for this cloud environment, for their services. If the number of requests from the users is more than available resources. Available resources are less as compared to the number of requests. Then the cloud can be ability to expand, ability to provide also. So actually capacity is only 2 users. See 2 servers are there, but 4 servers request is more. on time, automatically, it should be get from others, two more servers and allocate for the four users. That is scalable. And next one, typical experimental demand patterns. This one is this is the on demand. For example, see this graph. There are two graphs for the same purpose. The cloud resources must be adequately configured to measure up the workload in order to achieve efficient performance and scalability. So see here, this is y-axis shows the demand, x-axis is the time. When time increases, so slowly time increases, right? And demand scenario also increase. Demand scenario also raised, also raised. After some amount of time, sorry, after some amount of time, from this point of time, then time also still it increases, the demand will be fall off. The demand will be fall off. So that shows the graphics. So always the time is increases, demand increases. So how much of time it is demand? How much of time server will get busy? So at a moment, everyone get accessing that to try to book a Ola bike. So 4 to 5 it is very peak time. Later, time increases also. Sometimes everyone get busy now. Then what happens that they will migrate it to something alternative. So definitely demand will be reduced. Demand will be reduced. Shown in the first graph. So we consider two demand scenarios as shown in figure. The first scenario is a follow the second scenario. Right? Second scenario. The second scenario consists of the series of stepwise increases and falls in demand. So first scenario follows the steady days in sense when time increases, steadily it is increasing. After some peak time, that is slowly it is fall down. The graph is very clear. Whereas the second graph, sometimes it is fall down, sometimes it is increasing. Sometimes it is fall down, sometimes it is increasing. That is second scenario consists of. That is known as a series of steps. Series of steps. Usually, the series of steps will be shown like this. So it is not constantly it is increasing. Series wise. Some first 2 minutes it is high demand, next 2 minutes is low, next 3 minutes it is high, next 1 minute is low, next 5 minutes it is high, 1 minute is low, next 5 minutes is again it is high, next 10 minutes it is low. Like that, series wise series graph can be represented like this. For experiment analysis of demand patterns. So this is the graph shown. Why we need to show this graph is experiment analysis we can say. Experiment analysis is normally in duration of time per day, per 10 days of time, per 1 month of time, how the demand is there for specifically will take on app. So for that, how many users are requesting on demand and how will this app will be provided services can be measured, represented by using graphs. On demand can be represented the two ways of two scenarios, two ways we can represent. But the two ways, the time factor is during first 10 days, during 10 days of time, during 2 days of time, during 2 hours of time, can be measured like this. And this will be experimental analysis can be done at the for checking of the product, for checking of an application. That's what we can say is a performance analysis of a performance and scalability of the cloud computing. Performance performance metrics scalability. Performance metrics are needed to measure various distributed systems. Measure CPU speed in MIPS and network bandwidth in MBPS. So performance not only for how many users it is servicing, and also time also. The performance can be measured in CPU. Performance can be measured in MIPS. Million instructions per second. MIPS is million instructions per second. The bandwidth capacity can be measured. The performance of a bandwidth can be measured in MBPS. What is MBPS?
Million bytes per second.
Megabytes per second. And what megabits per seconds? M capital B megabytes per seconds. M BPS, Mbps, small b capital B. Megabits per seconds. 1 byte is equals to 8 bytes. 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. So M capital B bytes, Mbps is megabits per second. So in 1 second of time, how many bits is transferring through that network? Mbps. And MIPS is CPU speed can be measured. CPU is nothing but a processor. Processor can read the instruction from the program or instruction from the source and it will be processed. The instructions per million instructions per second. In 1 second, how many instructions will be reading? That will be measured in terms of MIPS. The performance of a CPU can be measured by using MIPS as a unit and bandwidth unit is Mbps or M capital BPS. The dimension of the scalability is size of the scalability, software scalability, application scalability, technology scalability. Scalability is adjustable. On demand situation that we adjust about. My capacity every day in 2 years, two dosas, not working. Sometimes you can eat more, sometimes you can adjust without eating, without breakfast, or only 1 meal. That is scalability. So not always this only. The scalability is with respect to a size, with respect to software, with respect to an application, and also technology. Technology can also adjust. Technology as well as software can also adjust and application. Now the second point, coming to the second point, fault tolerance. Make a note here. Fault tolerance. Fault tolerance and system availability. Fault tolerance అంటే అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటుందా? Fault tolerance. ఏ fault వచ్చినా మనం టాలరేట్ చేయాలి. వాడు ఎంత తిట్టినా టాలరేట్ చేస్తాం బికాస్ ఈజ్ అవర్ క్లోజ్ ఫ్రెండ్. అంతే కదా. వాడు ఏమన్నా భరించాలి. పక్కన ఒక చిన్న మాట అన్నా వాడు. The difference is that ఈజ్ క్లోజ్ ఫ్రెండ్ కెన్ టాలరేట్. మరి మనం ఎట్లా భరిస్తున్నాం రావడం. బట్ తప్పదు భరించాలి. యూ కెన్ హ్యావ్ ఏ మెజర్మెంట్ క్లోజ్ ఫ్రెండ్ అనేది. సో అది వాడు ఏ తప్పు చేసినా ఓకే. నచ్చిన వాళ్ళు ఏ తప్పు చేసినా. So fault tolerance is nothing but something is happening on a daily actions sector disturb. But instead of that, malaria falsified is disturb. Is a fault there. But fault tolerance, available one time. Sometimes say that a mistake is to malaria cut is somewhere. Tightly coupled, loosely coupled. This is an exact definition. Fault tolerance refers to the ability of a system, that system may be computer network cluster, ability of a system to continue operating, to continue your activity without interruption when one or more of its components fail. We are working with the different components over here. So here your intention is to listen a class, my intention is to deliver a lecture. To deliver lectures, I am working with the mic, I am working with the system, I am working with the projector, right? And among these, if anyone is failing, if the mic is not working, also you can tolerate it without disturbing our class, we can continue our lecture. So among these 5 devices, 3 devices are different resources. One resource mic is failing, even though you continue your work. That is fault tolerance. And the objective of creating fault tolerance system means that every environment, every program, every cloud system, every application can have a fault tolerance mechanism. And the app it can be continue your services. Right? Cloud system ఏదో ఒక సర్వీస్ ఫెయిల్ అయినా కానీ ఇంకొక సర్వీస్ విల్ బి ప్రొవైడెడ్. సో అనదర్ వన్ టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ దట్ అండ్ ఇట్ విల్ బి సర్వీసింగ్. So the storage, you are requesting one storage device and unfortunately that will be crashed. So our cloud services cannot answer. So it will be provided the same service by getting the same resource from the other side. So here the fault tolerance of the objective of creating fault tolerance system is to prevent disruptions arising from a single point of failure, ensuring the high availability, and business continuity of mission critical applications and system. We should work here with fault tolerance. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏమైనా వర్క్ ఏదైనా చిన్న పొరపాటు జరిగినా నా లెక్చర్ తీసుకెళ్ళాలి అలా ఎంతో రావాలి. బట్ వీ కెనాట్ సే దట్ మైక్ వర్క్ చేయకపోతే క్లాస్ వెళ్ళిపోం, లైట్ లేకపోతే క్లాస్ వెళ్ళిపోం, ప్రొజెక్టర్ పని చేయకపోతే క్లాస్ వెళ్ళిపోం, రైట్, ఫ్యాన్ లేకపోతే క్లాస్ వెళ్ళిపోం, ఏసీ పని చేయకపోతే క్లాస్ వెళ్ళిపోం. అంటే ఏ ఒక్కటి పని చేయకుండా యాక్చువల్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఈజ్ టు ప్రివెంట్ దోస్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్. అవన్నీ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఉన్నా వర్క్ అవ్వాలి అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు డిసైడ్ దట్ ఫాల్ట్ టాలరెన్స్ ని మెకానిజం మైండ్ లో ఉండాలి. విత్ ఫాల్ట్ టాలరెన్స్ సిస్టమ్ ఐఎమ్ వర్కింగ్ అంటే ఏదైనా జరిగినా కానీ నా యాక్టివిటీ కంటిన్యూస్. సో ఎవ్రీ యాప్ కెన్ బి క్రియేటెడ్ విత్ ఫాల్ట్ టాలరెన్స్. సో ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెండ్ దెన్ అరైజింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సింగిల్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఫెయిల్యూర్. ఒకటి ఫెయిల్ అయితే నీకు టోటల్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ అవ్వదు. ఒక మైక్ పని చేయకున్నంత మాత్రాన నీకు ఎంటైర్ సిస్టమ్ ఫెయిల్ అవ్వదు. ఒక సిస్టమ్ వర్క్ చేయకపోతే ఎంటైర్ సిస్టమ్. Entire systems is telegram lecture should not be stopped. Right? Light లేదు, fan లేదు, AC లేదు. ఏదో ఒకటి లేకుండా system. Single point of failure is not causes to the stopping of actual activity. Single point of failure should not causes for the actual activity. That is the way, that is the reason, that is the objective of creating fault tolerance for the applications. So that we can say high availability and business continues for the different systems. This fault tolerance and system availability are the two factors. Have you noted this most important? Noted? Then note of this one. Fault tolerance and system availability can be measured a formula. System availability can be measured by two variables, MTT F and MTT R. MTTF is nothing but mean time to failure. MTTF, mean time to failure, mean time to recovery. So the formula is mean time to failure is system availability. System availability we can check by mean time of failure by mean time of failure plus mean time of recovery. Just note down, I tell you. Mean time to repair is nothing but it is the time needed to repair a failed hardware module. Sometimes set of here the mic is not working because there is a fault occur that battery is down. Then how much of time required to replace that battery is mean time to repair, which is getting repaired due to the battery loss. Battery loss. So then we have a provision to replace the batteries. But how much of time it takes? That is called mean time to replace. Mean time to repair, sorry. Not repair, replace, repair. In the time, that is mean time to repair. And on average, how much of time? Sometimes we can say the replacing of this battery is 2 minutes. Sometimes it will be completed only 1 minute. Sometimes it 2.5 minutes. So mean time we are considering. Mean time to failure. Mean time to failure is this. If you are accessing a website, so it's a government website to apply, and you want to access an electricity bill payment for website, electric department. It is not NPDCL. NPDCL here. Here NPDCL is there. You are open an NPDCL website, and such a way number of users are open, but your transaction is failed. Not everyone. Not NPDCL will get take it as an IRCTC. IRCTC ticket booking reservation. For ticket booking reservation, Tatkal will be open at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock for AC it is optional. No? So many users are trying to open this IRCTC at the moment. So it will be shown as so and so train is available pursuant to third AC, so many number of seats are available, it's shown. Where this redirected next page, next page, next page, and account availability will enter our details. Then you submitted, click on submitted button, but it is not redirected to the payment option. It get failed again. Server disconnected, something went wrong. But how many users are failed during that time? During the first 2 minutes, during the first 3 minutes, during the half an hour time, will be measured how many users are getting failed to book a ticket. So immediately మనం ఏం చేస్తాం అప్పుడు డీటెయిల్స్ మనపై ఫిల్ చేయగానే సబ్మిట్ కొట్టగానే ఇట్ విల్ బి బఫరింగ్ ఆర్ సంథింగ్ వెంట్ రాంగ్ విత్ దిస్ మెసేజ్ విల్ బి డిస్ప్లేడ్ అగైన్ గో టు ద ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ అగైన్ ఫస్ట్ క్లిక్ బట్ mean time to failure is nothing but the time factor will be measured within first half an hour, first 2 minutes, first 10 minutes. How many users get failed to book a ticket in IRCTC? That is called a mean time to failure. The first time. So see here, mean time to failure is a basic measure of reliability for non-repairable systems. It is the mean time expected until the first failure of a piece of equipment. The first failure occurs. Next time also failure, next time also failure. But first 2 minutes at the moment, first half an hour at first 2 minutes, 10 is started. For example, 10 to 10 1,000 members are accessed. Among out of 1,000, 4 members are failed. So that is the first measure. And those 4 members still they are trying, and still they may be failed again 2 times, 3 times. But the first failure, that is mean time to failure. Right? The formula to system availability. So based on these 2 factors, that is mean time to repair it, mean time to failure. The formula to availability of the system will be measured by calculating mean time to failure divided by mean time to failure plus mean time to repair. Fault tolerance and system availability. The fault tolerance will be provided for hardware systems, software systems, and power sources. Fault tolerant systems use backup components that automatically take the place of failed components, ensuring no loss of service. So, for example, there is a fault occurs here in the mic. Fault is nothing but the mic is working and not working. So, till this time it is in the working process. Now it is getting failed. Means fault occurs. Right? So these fault occurrence components that automatically take the place of failed components. So it is failed working due to the loss of battery charge. Batteries discharge that can be replaced with failed components can be replaced to automatically take the place of failed components, ensuring to no loss of services. So immediately, if there is a provision for this mic, if the batteries are discharged immediately, then if there is a wide connection facility is there, you switch into that mode, and then continuation it will work. So automatically it will be mode will be changing. If this is not working, then immediately it goes to the second. If it is so, that 2 minutes of failure, 2 minutes of repairing time is not required, or 1 minute of time is not required. And automatically ఈ ఫెయిల్ అవ్వగానే ఇంకొకటి రీడింగ్ తీసుకొని సో హార్డ్వేర్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ వచ్చేసరికి దోస్ ఆర్ ద హార్డ్వేర్ సిస్టమ్స్ దట్ ఆర్ బ్యాక్డ్ అప్ బై ఐడెంటికల్ ఆర్ ఈక్వివలెంట్ సిస్టమ్స్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, a server can be made up fault tolerant by using an identical servers running in parallel with all the operations mirrored to the backup server. So that's what yesterday I told you that RAID. Redundant array of inexpensive disk. So there is a different, more than one servers are placed, more the hard drives or storage capacities are there. The information is regarding your project documentation. You are fourth year, you are developed one project and you are stored in one server. But what happens, unfortunately, the server may be get crashed due to power failure, whatever it is. Then definitely you lose the data. So we cannot recover. Sometimes we cannot recover also. But to avoid this, fault tolerance mechanism is there. The fault tolerance mechanism says that this hardware that is hard disk drive, can be maintained. Mirror image, that is same data can be stored in somewhere also. Now, hard disk level to pen drive level, but or you have written CD drive also. CD లో ఉంది same document or same project or app information, pen drive లో ఉంది hard disk లో ఉంది. But unfortunately, hard disk is crashed. Then definitely it is replaces. The service can be made of fault tolerance by using identical servers running on parallel. Parallelly, you will maintain a one more place, same data, same hard disk with the other CD copies. Hard disk will have a problem. But CD get lost, but there is a pen drive. So there's alternatives. Fault tolerance means that if anything is failed, same information can be maintained in a other place. Other place is nothing but సర్వీస్ సర్వర్ లో పెట్టుకుని ఆర్టిస్ట్ లో పెట్టుకుంది మనం ఇక్కడ నాట్ వేరే ప్లేస్ లో సేమ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ దట్స్ వాట్ దేర్ ఇస్ అ వర్డ్ యూస్ ఈక్వివలెంట్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఐడెంటికల్ ఆర్ ఈక్వివలెంట్ సిస్టమ్స్ సేమ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ స్టోరేజెస్ హార్డ్ డిస్క్ ఈజ్ ఎ స్టోరేజ్ డివైస్ data storage item. Data is not only storing for hard disk, can store into the CD also, can store into the pen drive also, can store into the floppy also. These all are different categories, different devices. Purpose is same to storing devices. And same type of category lo information better. And also software systems that are backed up by other software instances. For example, database with customer information can be continuously replicated to another machine. If the primary database goes down, operations can be automatically redirected to the secondary database. It is there no redundant array of an expensive disk. So there are multiple places where your database will be stored. If this server is very busy, then user is requesting the same data from the server one, and server is redirecting this request to the some other server because same data which is available in that. Because here your request is redirected to other server because something went wrong here. Your requested data is not available, no problem. Same data I stored in somewhere else. అంటే ఒకటే ప్లేస్ లో పెట్టుకోకుండా ఇంకెవరి దగ్గర సేమ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ నీ దగ్గర ఆన్సర్ లేదు అంటే మీకు అందరికి సేమ్ సాంగ్ ఇద్దరికి వచ్చేస్తుంది సేమ్ ప్లేయర్స్ క్రికెట్ ప్లేయర్స్ సేమ్ ప్లేయర్స్ సో అన్ఫార్చునేట్లీ నీకు ఏదో జరిగిందను దేర్ ఈస్ ఏ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ డిఫరెంట్ ఇమ్మీడియట్ గా సేమ్ కేటగిరీ ఈజ్ ఏ బౌలర్ కెన్ రీప్లేస్ ద సేమ్ బౌలర్ ఈజ్ ఎ బ్యాట్స్మెన్ ఆఫ్ ఫస్ట్ డౌన్ సేమ్ ఈక్వలెంట్ ఫస్ట్ డౌన్ విల్ మేక్ ఇట్ ఎస్ ఎ బ్యాటర్ విల్ గెట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ అయితే టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసేస్తాం ఇట్ ఈక్వలెంట్ వన్. And power sources. Power sources also same. Power failure is again in most of the organization. If due to the electricity power failures, definitely we should have a backup by having generators in organization, in our college, IT sectors, big organization, shopping malls. They maintain second source of power generators, generators, power providers, or less generators. In normal home, we'll have normally we use backup protocol. System immediate every system should be connected with the UPS. Uninterrupted power supply UPS will be connected. Power movement system off over. Then because the get damaged, because of that reason, it will be having some UPS. UPS system is provided even the power cut off, it will be supplying the power as half an hour, 1 hour. It depends upon the UPS capacity. And also our home also, we have a power inverter. We have a facility to place inverters. So when is the power gone also no problem. Inverter will continuously start immediately. It starts and fan again will restart. AC will restart again, light will restart again. There is no disturbance of your regular activity. So night inverter automatically. So power పోయినా కానీ ఏసీ ఆఫ్ అవ్వాలి మళ్ళీ రీస్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది కనెక్షన్ ఉంటాయి రైట్. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ కేపబుల్ ఆఫ్ హ్యావింగ్ ఏ ఇన్వర్టర్స్ నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ అట్లీస్ట్ లైట్ ఆన్ ఉండాలి. సో దట్స్ వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ చార్జింగ్ లైట్ చార్జింగ్ బల్బ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా చార్జింగ్ ట్యూబ్ లైట్స్ ఆల్సో దేర్. సో వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ పవర్ గాన్ ఆటోమేటికల్లీ దట్ లైట్ విల్ బి స్టార్టెడ్, దట్ లైట్ విల్ బి ఆన్. దట్ ఈస్ పవర్ బ్యాకప్. So that is a power failure tolerance. Ignore. So generally here also fault tolerance mechanism is there. If fault tolerance in college bus miss అయితే immediately alternate will get into the Tata or get into the rapid. Right? We have a second plan B. Plan A fail అయితే plan B. Fault tolerances with high availability. Fault tolerance versus high availability. The high availability refers to the system's ability to avoid loss of services by minimizing downtime. This is expressed in terms of system uptime as a percentage of total running time. 99.999% uptime is considered as a holy grail of availability. System అంటే నీ your software, your hardware, or your application will always provide a services. 99% it is working. Only 99.999 sometimes we can say. Means that fault when it is 99.99 it is available. The system we can say availability is more. So మనం చెప్తాం కదా 99% attendance means that student availability in the college is daily is available in the college due to the total semester of 60 days, 70 days of time. He or she may attend absent for 2 days only. Attend absent for only 2 days. Means that availability of the student is more. How much? Total number of classes held by the total number of classes attended by total number of classes held. Out of 70, he attended 68. 68 by 70. It is 68 by 70. 99.709. So availability of the student is more. So fault tolerance that is called high availability. This high availability refers to the system's ability to avoid loss of service time. So high availability this is your downtime, your absent time to the college, your losing of classes, your losing of content of any subject is very less. Downtime is very less. When it is downtime is very less, obviously system availability is more. అంతే కదా సర్వీస్ ఎస్బీఐ సర్వర్స్ ఎప్పుడు ఫెయిల్ అవ్వదు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అయితే మనం ఏం చెప్తాం ఎస్బీఐ నెవర్ గెట్ ఏ ప్రాబ్లం whenever you go to the SBI ATMs most of the cases it will not display a message called service not available. If you are, it is not compulsory from my side. Assume that most of the cases you are aware that every time when I went to SBI, I never show that a message like system has maintenance problem, something else. But I usually went to SDFC and Axis Bank. So most of the cases I see that something went wrong, system is not working, out of service, and so on. Means that server's downtime is more as compared to the server downtime of SBA. That when the server is very less, very often it is down, then obviously availability of the system is more. And server downtime is every 5 days, the one server is downing at 10 hours. Definitely the downtime increase on an average of 1 hour. So every 10 days, 1 hour is downtime for the SDFC bank, for example. Every 10 hours. You take out of 100 hours, 10 hours of time, it is downtime. Only 90 hours will be available. Whereas SBA, for every 50 hours, only 10 minutes it is downtime. Total 100 hours, 20 minutes only the downtime. So availability, which is the more available, SBA server is the more available. Availability can be measured based on the downtime. If downtime is more, obviously availability system is also less. Downtime means unavailability time. So high availability refers to the system's ability to avoid loss of services by minimizing downtime. Always try to minimize the downtime. It's expressed in terms of the system's uptime. Downtime increases as uptime increased. So this is if it is downtime increased, the server is down due to the heavy requested comes from the clients. The requests are more from the clients. So in the server one capacity to serve for only 100 users. But unfortunately, the number of users is accessing that server is more than 100. then definitely server will get down. To avoid this down of a server, to not providing the services to the more than 100 users, then what we should do? We should increase the servers, and if it is more number of servers are there, then we need to divert this request from server 1 to server 2. That is, we need to share this request from the not only server 1, share the request among the server 1, 2, 3 available servers. That is called load we need to balance. Not only for loading of everyone, the same server. We need to balance the load by diverting the traffic. Say here load balancer. Based on this request, the load balancer is diverting the request to the server 1, diverting the request to the server 2, diverting the request to the server 3. So if the load balancer is not there, unfortunately all the requests may be coming to the only one server. If server only one server is meeting with a different request and more requests, whether and the remaining servers are sit ideally. So the performance system will be degrades. To overcome these degrades, to increase the performance of the system, we are diverting the request into the among all the servers by the load balancer. So that is load balancing. And then see here, when is the requesting comes to here, there is load balancing in space. Load balancing is space because all the requests are diverting into one. There is no load balancer is there. So the request 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on is getting into the same server. Then it may be leads to fail. Then capacity can acquire fail. And any bundle of two members actual capacity can go. 3 members can go, 4 members, 5 members, 6 members keep back drive just on capacity మించిపోతే so it will be breakdown. So next one, network threads and data integrity. I think this is the last one, network threads and data integrity. So network threads to data security and data integrity have increased significantly in the past year. So data security is the protection of data from the getting lost, destroyed, or getting accessed in unauthorized manner. Data security provide చేయాలంటే సెక్యూరిటీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం మీనింగ్ డేటాని జాగ్రత్త కాపాడాలంటే డేటా లాస్ అవ్వద్దు, రైట్, డేటా డ్యామేజ్ అవ్వద్దు, ఆ డేటాని అన్ఆథరైజ్డ్ యూజర్స్ యాక్సెస్ చేయాలి. సో నీ డేటా సెక్యూర్గా ఉండాలి అంటే సో యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ అని యువర్ పాస్వర్డ్స్. అందుకే జీమెయిల్ ఒక పాస్వర్డ్, జీమెయిల్లో నీ పర్సనల్ డేటా, ఫైల్స్, ఈమెయిల్, స్టార్టింగ్స్ అన్నీ ఉంటాయి. అది ప్రొటెక్షన్ గా ఉండాలంటే యూ షుడ్ ప్రొవైడ్ సెక్యూరిటీ. సెక్యూరిటీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం అని అంటే అందులో ఉన్న డేటా యాజిటీస్ గా ఉండాలి, రైట్, ఎక్కడ క్రాష్ అవ్వదు, అది చేంజ్ అవ్వదు డేటా until unless changed by me, changes at our and no other person can access wherever you do. So authorized person. That's what we have an authentication, authorization for provided by the username and password. Right? So data integrity means that accuracy, consistency, and completeness of data. It means that data should not be modified or corrupted in any manner. So integrity should be there. Data security of authorization, Gmail data ఉంది. But there should be an integrity. Integrity means that it should not be altered or modified by any other person. So that's what Google provided as a Google Drive. Google Drive లో నీ డేటా ఎక్కడ పోదు until unless that you are modified. Google Drive లో Google Docs లో పెట్టుకోవచ్చు, Google Photos లో పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. Right. There are different provisions are provided in the Google Drive as a service. Data security and integrity will be provided. So energy and efficiency is displayed in computing. There are multiple techniques and algorithms used to minimize the energy consumption. మనం ఏ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఏ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ ఏ వర్క్ చేసిన సిస్టమ్ లో we have to maintain energy consumption also. Energy in terms of power maybe. In terms of power, energy consumption can also be considered into the factor. So the first one is the techniques includes to energy efficiency in distributed computing, dynamic voltage and frequency scaling, virtual machines, migrations and VM virtual machine consideration. So here energy efficiency in distributed systems can be measured in 4 layers. See, these are the 4 layers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom of layer we have many hard disk drives, different resources we can say. Here it is this one. This is a router, this is switch, and this is copper cables, and this is fiber optics. These are the resources consist of wide range of resources including computing boards and storage. These are the network layer, and upon this resource layer, upon this, so this is a middleware layer, last one is application layer. These applications can be used by the network layer. In the network layer, the switch and router can also provide it as an energy. So switch can consumption and router can consumption some energy. Router can consume some energy. This router, how much of energy will be consumed can be measured, and also switch and also fiber optics and cables can also be measured. And also that upon this there is a one more layer, resource layer. The resource may be a server, a laptop, or a supercomputer, or a telescope, and also desktop. All these resources may also consume some amount of energy. Energy will be consumed. The laptop has energy loss. Energy is charging. Cover the laptop work power. So it is a server. Server also should work. Server always should be on. Server on లో ఉండాలంటే more power కావాలి and server heat అవ్వకుండా ఉండడానికి cool space కావాలి. అందుకే మనకి నార్మల్ గా కంప్యూటర్ ల్యాబ్ లో always AC should be on. Otherwise system get heat అంటాం కదా. Right? So that will take in energy consumption. Upon this application layer, middleware layers. These middleware layers are acting as a middleware technologies to access the applications. Applications ki hardware component ni access chesukovalante we have a middleware technologies. Those middleware technologies are placed in the third layer over here. That is task analysis, task scheduler, secure access, and upon this there is a different kind of applications, high energy physics and weather forecasting. So there is an app in the topmost right side application layer. For example, there is a weather forecasting app. Weather forecasting app can be used to forecast a weather for tomorrow and or is coming 2 days, in coming 1 week. Right, coming in the next 2 days, weather will be, it is very cloudy. Weather will be in the next 3 days very sunny. Right, that will be the output of that weather forecasting app. So for that using of this app, for usage of to use this weather forecasting app, we need a middleware that is any of the technology, and also that that can be run on any of this, can be access any one of these resources, and these resources and this app can be working with a by providing a server, a switch or a router. So these are the energy consumption distributed computing and efficiency model. This one working usage. So networking energy usage. See here from this diagram only network లో energy ఎట్లా యూజ్ అయిపోతుంది. Networking అంటే ఏంటి? All the wires are interconnected. The device to device, there is a connection between wide. For example, your connection is wide connection. Your connection is wide connection. See in the left hand side diagram, this one. This is inefficiency in handling the leads to energy loss. These wires are connected very zigzag. It is not properly connected. Whereas the next diagram it is connected. These wires are connected very properly. So instead of normally in our labs, so for these switches and lights, there is a proper line is established inside of this, right? The proper lines are there properly. The every wire is connected to this device and switches and lights and fans. Instead of this is the way this organization is it is a good plan. If instead doing this and there is a temporary connection like this and there is one wire from this light to this, there is one more light from here to here, there is one more wire from this speaker to like this. So that will leads to the inefficient. It is looks like this one. Inefficiency handling of leads to energy loss. This zigzag way maybe it is losing of energy that leads to the energy loss. If you are connecting properly, అందుకే మనం ఏమంటాం మీరు ఇంట్లో ఫ్రిడ్జ్ కానీ ఏసీ కానీ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఫర్ ఏసీ ద స్విచ్ విల్ బి 20 volts and above. నార్మల్ ప్లగ్ లో పెడితే సమ్ టైమ్స్ యు గెట్ ఫ్లక్చుయేషన్స్. సో ప్రాపర్ వే ఏదంటే డివైస్ మే గెట్ డ్యామేజ్. Electrician ముందే చెప్పాడు. So this switch is not working, sir. So we have to change this to 20 amps to 30 amps, 40 amps. Amps of volts అని చెప్తాడు. So we have to change that. See if it is not there, that is energy may be lost, get damaged. The power consumption is decreased in a cloud computing. Private and public cloud storage services are more energy efficient than storage on local hard disk drives when files are. So if you use private and public clouds, the energy will be more saving because instead of storing all the data at your side, you would have to maintain your server. The server will require more amount of power, and always you should be should not be heat. So for that you have to provide a cool environment by providing AC. So అందుకన్నా cloud లో data store చేసాం అనుకోండి. So all these are saving. మనకి energy usage ఉండదు. AC maintain చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు. There is no need of anything. There is no overall decrease in the cost involved in computing equipment or organization. Right? This is the last topic, the unit 1. I hope all the topics are covered in unit 1 according to the syllabus, right? Right? Anything from your side? Anything? We go. Yes, for this I go signing off. And if you have any doubt, just